What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
What's up, Sammy? Tonight we have another live show. We're going to be promoting an Indiegogo by Connery, Cateni, and the Indiegogo project is Shyft. Shifty.
Yeah,
let's do it.
You got those shifty eyes, bruh. Get it!
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze podcast. I am your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George, the Dreamer, Medina. What's happening, Sammy?
another day, another penny.
Dude, I'm on our YouTube page. I'm trying to find this live show, and I can't seem to find it.
Which live show? The one I did today?
Tonight, right now.
We're not live tonight, are we?
We were.
No, we're not live. This one goes up. This one goes up on the 12th.
Nice. So disregard that opening where I said we were live, everybody. I lied. It's all lies and propaganda. Check it out on the 12th. It will be up on the 12th. So
it goes back to the fact that it's like Sam didn't hear that part. I would have corrected it. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Oh man! Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Catch the Craze.
Happy Sunday.
If you haven't, make sure you subscribe. You like, you comment,
thumbs up,
and do all of that fun stuff. But what's going on, dog? How you doing today?
I gotta work on my listening skills.
I gotta work on my reading skills. Holy cow! We apologize.
Yes, this is
everybody.
Awesome. Okay, all right. Yes, hey, so what's going on? So it is the 12th. That means the Forbidden on Indiegogo ended.
Friday.
Yes, so for those of you who backed it, thank you. We didn't make the Indiegogo goal, I don't think, and at this point, but it was the backup. It was the catch-up campaign to the Kickstarter for anybody who missed the Kickstarter, and there's a few pledges on it. So we'll see what I get from Indiegogo, and we'll go from there. But the Crazy Intent Less is back. Yeah. We got the road trip to Texas. We got clips from that of me and Johnny Boy. I will be doing the unveiling next week of the new setup, and also be posting the panel that I was a co-host on at EternalCon with the comic book school.
Yeah.
So I'll be posting that very soon, and also EternalCon clips and highlights from that event as well. So a lot of stuff coming up in the pipeline, and so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. We're gonna have another, I guess, an Indiegogo special Wednesday night. So check that out. That's going to be dropping on Wednesday. So that's going to be for a project that's coming out soon. So yeah, that's happening
on the 15th, right?
We have a few things going on.
Yeah. So that project drops on the 15th.
Yeah.
Outlier, and that's by Barry Branscombe.
Right.
And so you check that out. So that's gonna be cool. And
you're gonna be going live, right? You're gonna be going live, drawing lives. You are going live yesterday.
The live drawings will be going back. The book, the What's in the Box will be coming back. and I just gotta find where all my indie comics that I packed. I gotta find them because I have a list of books that I want to feature on What's in the Box. If you want to be featured on What's in the Box, just hit me up. You can send me a PDF or send me a physical hard copy. Either way, I will get you featured on What's in the Box. And I'm revamping What's in the Box too. So more to come on that, but there's going to be a combination of a 5-minute pitch by the creator and my review of the book. So we're gonna do a double whammy on What's in the Box. So more to come.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a lot going on in the next few weeks on Catch the Craze. Yeah. As the move has happened, you are now in Texas.
Yes, today's official 1 week in Texas.
1 week in Texas already.
Yeah.
Damn.
Crazy. Yeah, this morning was awesome because it was the first time we got rain. There was a thunderstorm this morning. And I was in the garage getting my pecs back to normal because they started sagging because I haven't worked out in 6 weeks. So I was looking like I was like, yo, what's going on with my breastises? So I had to get my pump on, and it was nice and cool because the first 2 days that I started working out this week, it was like in the 90s, and that garage it becomes like 120, and so it was like you're constantly drinking fluids. So today was nice working out. It was cool because the thunderstorm, and then after I was done, the sun came out. I was like, good looking out, universe. So that was cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, listen, I don't know when we're airing this, but as of Sunday, what was going on Sunday? I'm getting ready to go across the pond at the end of the month.
Yeah. You're flying over across the seas. You gonna have any issues?
Flying over to London.
London Bridge is falling down.
Not as of yet. Yeah. No. I'm trying to go out there and enjoy the sights. My girlfriend's planning this whole thing. She's a planner, so she's got like the itinerary going. So
nice.
We're ready to rock.
You're going to be spending some cheddar out there.
What's that?
Those restaurants are not cheap. You're going to be spending some cheddar.
London isn't cheap. I mean, it's the euro. Like that whole thing. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But I want to check out some of the tours. They have the Jack the Ripper tour out there.
Wow, Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper.
We're going to check that out. Going to go check out Charles. Geez, why am I blanking?
Barkley?
Charles Dickens' house. All that stuff. So
nice.
It'll be cool. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it sounds exciting, man. I'm jelly.
Yeah, but I'll be out there for about a week, so it's gonna be fun.
Isn't that one of 2 trips this year to Europe?
No, that's it.
Okay.
It's it's 2 weddings, but they're happening each one on weekends. So the first weekend we're there, and then the second weekend we're there.
Wow, 2 weddings. You gotta fork up some gifts.
Her family though.
Yeah, you can't be putting in $25 in that envelope. You gotta be putting some ducats.
Right up in here. Actually, I had to go get a suit. I had to go get a black. I got a black suit. Because right before we go, there's another wedding. One of her friends is getting married. But that wedding was supposed to happen last year because of the pandemic. It was this year. Yeah.
I went to a wedding once, and they had it was over 385 people in attendance in the wedding. 385.
385.
Yes, and he walked away with over 50 grand in cash, in money in the envelopes, checks and cash.
Right, but how much did the wedding cost them?
Oh, I don't know. It was crazy. I was one of the groomsmen. I was in the wedding party, and when we went to the dinner, the private dinner before the wedding, and then they give you gifts. We got multiple gifts. Yo, and so it was crazy. We got multiple gifts there. Then then the day of, you go off site and photography and all that stuff. Then we have our own suite, and and it's the wedding party, and we have it catered for us and all this other stuff. And then you get to it was crazy. They had this place in Long Island. They had indoor, outdoor waterfalls. They had a band. They had a live band. They had a DJ. It was crazy. They had stages that they were up on pillars and stage. It was crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like 50 G's is probably nothing. Like that was just like trying to get it.
That's just from the cash and stuff. That wasn't the hard gifts that they got, like appliances and all that other stuff. 50 G's in cash.
That's for cash.
50 G's.
Just in cash.
I was like, damn.
Wow. Yeah, weddings can get expensive, dude.
Yeah.
Weddings are no joke.
Yeah, unfortunately, they divorced a year later.
No, come on. I knew it. Damn, I was going to ask you that.
I'm saying that's why if you're gonna do it, I didn't do it the small way. We got married at Bayonne Park, just me, my wife, my best friend, her best friend, and my niece is the flower girl. That was it. We were there at the park. We got married. We went to dinner on the water, and then the next morning we're on a plane to Mexico.
Okay.
That's how we did it. And 23 years later, we're still married.
Wow. Meanwhile, these people had freaking all kinds of extravagant
I got
shit.
nothing.
A year later.
I got nothing but bills. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Yeah. It was crazy. Crazy. But also, November 1st, we're launching Forbidden #2 on Kickstarter, November 1st. So get ready for that. And that's exciting. And so next week, I should be getting all of the Forbidden printing stuff, paraphernalia from the printers, and 48-hour turnaround. So I'll be shipping everything out to all the Kickstarters out. So everybody will get it in the month of September, as promised.
Nice, yeah.
Keeping my word.
Well, yeah, I mean that one had the foil covers and all that other stuff.
A lot of covers.
Yeah, those are cool. Those are cool. It just takes a while to produce.
Ever.
Yeah. I more and more. It's funny because we had a guest on the show, and I guess we recorded it yesterday. It's gonna air next week, but we were talking about how he started way back in the day, and back then there was no print on demand.
No.
You know, a lot of it was you had to print thousands of copies of books that he probably still has, right? And now you look and it's like you got Maxim or Maxim, that's the magazine. Maxim, you have Kablam, Comics Wellspring, you have Morrison, I think Morrison Publishing or something like that. That's been advertising all over the place. Yo, so there's so many options now. So there's no excuse. It's like if you want to produce your own book, you can do it. You
can do it.
You can do it.
Yes.
Go out there and which is why there are so many Indiegogos, there's so many crowdfunding campaigns on Kickstarter for comics. The market, I mean, there's a lot of competition out there.
Yeah.
So everybody has to bring their A game if they're going to be successful. Even just kickstarting a project, or crowdfunding a project, I should say, because Kickstarter is its own entity. But yeah, and here we are going to be talking to one of them in a little bit about their book. Yeah. I see. I also see that Connery is in the waiting room. Oh, Connery's already here.
He's already here. He's ready to rock. So maybe we should bring young Connery in. But before that, if you have, I'm hoping to get the right one. Let's see. If you have an event, if you have a book, a Kickstarter, anything you want to promote, why not? Nope. We're back with
Nope. Do you have a Kickstarter campaign?
Damn, I'm all over the place. Is it this?
Are you sitting at home wondering how you're going to spread the word about that Comic-Con that you're about to appear at? And you want to get some press? How about your first book signing? How do you spread the word so you can get an audience there? Or that first panel at a Comic-Con? Who do you talk to? Or even your first crowdfunding on Kickstarter or Indiegogo? The world is turning to podcasting to get the word out. Why not you? Sponsor an episode of Catch the Craze and start promoting yourself today.
All right, we're bringing in our guest, Connery Cateni. And let's see if he's...
Yep, that's my name.
What's up, buddy?
It's great to see you both again.
You too.
Hey,
Same
what's
here.
going on, Connery? How are you?
Not much. I've been getting a lot of indie comics and stuff. And then I've also been promoting Shyft, which we'll get into. So it's been pretty good.
Outstanding. Yeah.
Good.
So, I'm glad that you reached out. We're glad to have you on the show. We're going to talk a lot. But before we talk about your project, we want to talk about you. Hey, first of all, I already see we have something in common.
Yeah.
We got the same chair.
Is it the same chair?
Yeah, gaming chair. It's always the same.
Yeah, the red and black. You know, I see a lot of different colors, but I prefer the red and
Speaking
black.
of red and black.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! He's holding the forbidden. That's right. You were a
Yes.
TurtleCon.
Yep.
Yep. Yes, that's
I
right.
think I need to take off the virtual background though.
There you go. Look at that.
Oh, nice, dude. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
I
I
mi-
still
I
have
missed
my
that
copy. Yeah, so I still have my copy of it.
Nice.
Good for you.
Nice. Look at you with a. What do you got? Like a commercial grade printer behind you? What's up with that? Big time.
Yeah, it's a laser printer.
Yeah. So let's talk about you. You know, where'd you grow up? Who are you?
So I grew up in Florida actually for first 3 years of my life. Then I moved to New England and I've been traveling a lot. You'll see me with like Connecticut shirts, Wolfboro shirts, obviously, because I've been to so many different places and I always like to show off with a shirt.
Right.
And again, I love traveling. It's something I love to do, but my real passion is creative storytelling.
Okay.
And so it started about 2011 when I started making a YouTube channel. I didn't do much on it at first, but then around 2014, I finally had something to make, which was Go Anime videos. If you have no idea, it was this simple drag and drop animation software that it's hit or miss. It's known for the grounded videos, but we don't do those anymore
Right.
because obviously, A, they have an age well, and B, they're just very childish. And we grew up. So around 2016, about 2 years later, we decided to digital animate for the For Schools version because they removed the old themes, which we were using. And then we dropped Go Animate entirely by the end of 2017 due to them removing the old themes again.
Right.
Even the For Schools version, because the new ones just sucked. Like, they're just plain bad.
Right.
And so around that time, me and my buddy Gio, I met back in 2014 with the Go Anime thing. We did some projects together at times. I helped out writing some of his Go Animate stuff while I also was a part of just making random stuff like YTPs and other stuff, which if you have no idea, that means YouTube poops, but again, different subject matter entirely. So
Right.
it was around 2020 when things really took a head because if you have no idea, I'm partly a filmmaker at times because I have a camera and everything. But the biggest problem was when I was about to do a commercial for my capstone, it was basically taken away because of COVID. So I basically was unable to do it. And I got away with literally doing a capstone without having to do the project itself.
Right.
So that was an interesting experience. But then what happened was when I worked on developing other projects, I decided on one of my major ones, which would become what we know as Shyft. And there was one point, there was a failed outline, which was basically imagine here's one character, then another, then another, then another. And it was all supposed to be in one issue, and it was like terrible.
Right.
So then I redid the outline, and it was pretty good, but it definitely needed a little more. So I later brought on Michael Oden, and I'll get more into his involvement later on. And then from there, we started really developing the script a lot more.
Right.
Then I also brought on my artist, which it was a wild search because I tried contacting several of them, several indies. They never got back to me. And then I finally stumbled upon Mingo, and we contacted each other, and the rest is history. So, yeah, it was a long development, but now it's finally here in a way that I can showcase it off.
Nice, man, nice. So this has all been in development for quite a while now. As far as
yes.
Yeah, so as far as your involvement on the project, you're the creator of the project. Are you also writing it, or are you kind of like plotting it out and then you have a writer coming in to do it for you?
It's a mix. I'm the CEO and project manager on it. So obviously I work on the brand during multimedia, and I also do project management, but I also am the creator. I also written the outline. I did writing on the mini comic, and I also make sure that the project is on time. So it's a lot more than other creators. I'm also a spokesperson as well. So since I'm the one who's basically having to promote the stuff.
Right.
Since again, obviously Michael has his own stuff, Ringo has his, and I got mine. So
I got you. So let's talk a little bit about your brand, man. You mentioned branding. So Dragon Multimedia LLC. Tell us a little bit about that and how it came about. Was it just out of necessity or what happened?
It's a mix of a necessity, and it's been in development for a long time because if you had no idea, originally I was always visioning like a company of some sort, and it was originally going to be called Max/CC, and then that name was dropped, and then it was at one point going to be called West or West Corps, and then that was dropped recently when I was filing the LLC because nobody filed for Dragon Multimedia LLC. So I was like, well, I'll file it then. No one else has, so why not? And after a bit of development on the LLC, that's where we got the current version of it. And the LLC is obviously it's legally filed LLC, but there's also several parts of it. There's Dragon Multimedia, which is the main part. There is One Animation Network, which is the collab company between me and Gia. When we work on projects together, that brand is used. And there's actually one that was originally going to publish Shyft called Slash, which was taken down because it was switched over from Slash to Dragon. And I'm still developing what Slash will become, but the name is based on both Max/CC and also the fact that Slash is cooler than Splash.
So you have a very it sounds like you have a very businessman mindset. So what?
Yes and no.
Okay, so what was it? I mean, why did you, first of all, I mean, you said you had a couple of names and then you dropped them out. What were the reasons behind just dropping those names? You just didn't like them, or they weren't available, or what did you change your mind?
The first one, the reason why I dropped Max/CC was based on feedback because it never really was a company name and it just seemed tacky. Okay. West Corps, it was dropped because I just thought the Dragon Multimedia name would be better than West Corps. And then originally I was going to keep West Corps around, but I don't know. It seems like that as time is progressing, it's starting to fade a little more into the back of my mind because of all the other brands, because there's already 3 of them. And yeah, I know there's a little bit of a blur, but there's already 3 of them.
I was like, did he flip us the bird?
I know, but see, he's free. The blur's having an issue. If you had no idea, so there are 3 brands already. So I was like, I don't need a 4th one because I'm still working on what Slash is going to be. So it's worth probably just saying goodbye to West. So that's what we did, unfortunately.
Nice. So Shyft is under the Dragon Multimedia
umbrella.
Okay, got it.
It is under the umbrella, and it is my project more than some of the other ones.
Roger that. Sweet, man. That sounds very interesting. I like the way you're going about it. I like the fact that you're branding yourself and then you have that. Okay, I'm gonna split this up. When I'm working with Gio, it's gonna be this. When I'm doing this, it's gonna be that. So that's a good start right there.
It does help being both a creative and a business person because, trust me, I always come up with so many ideas. And you can tell when I chat, and you can tell when I'm basically really into stuff, when I can tell so many ideas. But I'm also a business person and know logistics and stuff.
Yeah.
Outstanding. So let's segue into the idea for Shyft. Where'd it come from?
It was a mix of things. It was mainly my dog Bianca, but it was also I was always fascinated with the idea of shapeshifters. My dad got me into comics, and I was like, might as well make a love letter to. Some people say Sonic Comics, which, yeah, I guess you can say that because, again, Ringo is a bit of a fan, but it's mainly a love about the 2000s because 2000s was a great era in terms of cartoons and so many other stuff that it's really been neglected in a couple of years. So we were like, why don't we give a little bit of a love letter with that cartoonish style that screams 2000s, while also giving something new that some people didn't know that they wanted, but are actually realizing this is great.
What were some of your favorite cartoons in the 2000s, just out of curiosity?
Good question. So I love the original Teen Titans. That was a good one. I enjoyed the Japanese dub of Sonic X. I didn't like the English one because they just screwed up the translation entirely. Ben 10 was a good one. I loved watching that when I was a kid. I even watched some of the sequel shows until the reboot because it actually still was really good.
Yeah.
What else? Man, there's so many to choose from.
So this is like an ode to that era for you.
Yes.
The Shyft. Even the style and the artwork is very much geared or centered around that era. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking at some of the pages on the Indiegogo. For those who are watching us, we are speaking to Connery Cateni. He is the CEO of Dragon Multimedia LLC, and he has a book called Shyft right now on Indiegogo. You want to go there, check it out. You have, by the time this airs, you'll have 2 weeks left, 14 days, and we're trying to get him to his goal of 4,000 to get to his funding goal here. Mm-hmm. So, and we're talking about Shyft. So I like the logo. Who designed it? And
so originally there was this prototype one done by this one artist who he decided to drop the project because she was unable to fully really develop the logo well. So what I did was when I brought on Ringo to the project, I asked him on the side, hey, can you do a logo for me? And he was like, sure, I can do a logo for you. And he did the flat version of the logo that you'll see on some other releases, as well as when needed. And there was also one that Michael helped out with, which is the one you see on the campaign and everything else, which is that sideways view with the filled in stuff. And yeah.
Which one do you like? Which one do you prefer?
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
It depends on the situation. Because on one hand, I like the flat one better for stuff like when you're trying to present the comic to other people and in more formal variants. But when it's obviously the action adventure, the tilted version does work great. But again, we did receive some feedback, obviously, so we are going to look at potentially having it modified a little bit for future releases, so that it would be obviously a little more consistent for all sorts. It could be flat, it could be tilted, it could be whatever. And also, if we ever do like a publishing deal with an indie publisher, obviously we're going to do a little bit of a relaunch with the logo, obviously, to coincide with it being a little new compared to the Indiegogo. So obviously we're also keeping that in mind.
Sorry, just
That's all right. I have another question for you here, Connery. So going back to logo, I like the fact that it looks like it's morphing, right? It's morphing, and you have spelled it if you guys are searching for Shyft as SHIFT, you're not going to find it. It's going to be SHYFT. Why the change of spelling on Shyft?
That was completely my idea. So originally it was spelled with an I, but it was decided that for in-universe reasons that we should have it instead as a Y, because obviously you could say it as an I or Y, and we were like, we might as well make it so that people will recognize it, because there's not a comic called Shyft with a Y, so we were like, there's already Shyft in so many ways, but there's no Shyft with a Y, and we might as well also go into that more sci-fi aesthetic. So
yeah. No, it's smart, man. I like that you've actually thought all of these things out, and it's not just, hey, I kind of like it. I do like that. I don't know if you have a question for him, Sam. I was just going to ask him about the story itself.
Go ahead, ask him. Yeah, I'm just doing something real quick.
So tell us what Shyft is about. What is Shyft?
Okay, so the pitch is that adventure always comes crashing, and Sunny learns this the hard way. In issue 1, unexpectedly attacked out of work, Sunny must quickly shift into the hero she always wants to be. But is she fully prepared for what's to come? Find out in issue 1 of Shyft. So obviously there is a bit of an overarching story, but for issue 1, it mainly focuses on Sunny and what happened when she was attacked at work.
It's an interesting I like the concept of, she's a shapeshifter who doesn't know she has this power. Her father was the great dragon Karza, right? So there's that, and then she's trained for it, for the opportunity to be this hero, and now she has to be this hero.
She is a bit of a newbie, though. So
right, so she's learning, right? So she's learning as she goes along. I like that arc that you've created for her. So she starts from this like newbie, like you said. Where do you plan on taking this story? How is it an ongoing series, or are you going to?
It's going to be an ongoing series. The idea is it goes from her being a newbie to becoming the hero by the end of the comic, but in a very realistic while also satisfying way, which is why I brought on Michael, because he's great at telling stories in long arcs while also making it so that the long arc isn't bad or boring like other writers, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Now, for those who don't know, tell us who Michael is. Tell us what,
Michael is a comic book writer who helped out, who's doing his own comics like The Embrace, and I brought him on because I found him on this Cartoons for Hire site, and he was extremely interested in being a part of the project. And after a couple months of back and forth, including a little bit of silence due to some personal issues, we finally agreed on having him as the writer, having him rewrite some of the set pieces. And because issue 1 originally wasn't going to be like the action piece you see on the Indiegogo was not originally in the book. It was based on what happened in the outline was that there was this mention of this incident at Sunny's work, which is why she was in spoiler in the book. However, Michael said, why don't we expand that, because we still have a lot of room. So I was like, yeah, why not? We might as well. And that's when we got the action set piece you see here.
I see. Now, are you using Michael Olden as maybe just the writer for an arc of the story, being that it's an ongoing series, or have you signed them to go on indefinitely?
We have not signed a contract to have them go indefinitely. As of right now, obviously, we're dealing with issue 1. Obviously, if it goes on for longer arc after issue 1, I'll chat with him about it. I'll chat with Ringo, because again, obviously, Ringo has stuff to do, and so does Laura, the colorist, so does Michael. But again, if they want to commit, again, I'm happy to chat with them about it, because again, I am seeing where things go. Because again, if we do get like a publisher like Alterna to pick up the book, and we decide like a monthly or bi-monthly or bi-yearly series, then we're gonna have to really chat as a group to see where we go, because obviously we want this to expand, but unfortunately, if one can't do the job, like they're just not available, I can't just say, oh yeah, I know for sure that we can do this. Unfortunately, obviously, I'm taking it one step at a time, so they're not Because I can't say, oh yeah, they'll be there for sure. Because I'm not going to lie about what they say. Again, they told me that. Again, we're going to see how it goes. Because again,
Right.
opportunities do pop up. So I'm not going to shoot anyone down if they pop up.
Right. Well, I am your contributor number 34. So back this talented creator's book on Indiegogo. Check it out. The link is in the profile. Hit that link.
Thank you.
Support our creators out there. So your goal is to really just get picked up and published.
No. So the idea is that as of right now, the goal is the reason why it's 4K is because we're self-publishing the first issue. Because the idea is even with flexible funding, when we get all the money, we're going to produce the book to make sure that people can get the book and all the awards as best as we can. The reason why we're asking for 4K and then going up to 80K is to make sure that we have enough funding for the book, and we also have enough funding to make sure that it can be the best it can be.
So what do you mean?
It looks great.
Yeah. So
it's not going to be a host for a publisher. The idea is we're only going to go for a publisher after issue 1 is fully completed and all the backers have their books. Because obviously we're taking it one step at a time, and the reason why we're doing Indiegogo is we want to see not only if there's interest, but to give people a dose of what's to come for if we do go to a publisher, if and when that does happen, or if we just continue self-publishing, the people from the previous campaign will be like, hey, I remember them. They helped out on this one campaign that I really enjoyed, so I really want to support them again. So again, we're gaining that audience and making sure that not only they are loyal, but also satisfied with a project that they love and not just given crap on a plate or used for someone else to get a publishing deal.
Nice. So as far as how far out are you as far as the story?
The script is complete. The mini comic is complete. Right now, we're working on the main story and some of the behind the scenes. And we're looking at a print date of potentially December to early 2022. But either way, people will get the books, and we're also working on plushes and variants. If you get the I Love Shiobia, which is also called the Loving Shiobia tier, that's the main featured one. It's $65, and it ships worldwide for about $20, but the packaging is great. You get all the books, you get a t-shirt, you get a plushie, and it's all going to be top quality, and they're all going to be quality controlled.
So what made you decide to go the route with plush toys?
We wanted to give backers something really good to entice them to support the product, but also with some of the character designs, we were like, oh, come on, this would make a good plush. So we were like, yeah, why don't we offer that? And that's when the plush add-on and the Loving Shiobia tier came from.
Nice. So how long was the process from prototype to finish?
The model was about a couple of weeks, and then the prototype, they're still finalizing everything because, again, it does take a bit with a complex design like Sunny's, unfortunately. But the idea is once that it's completely finished, we'll share the photos of what they look like to everybody. And then once the campaign is completely finished, we will I'll finalize the number with Stuffed Animal Pros, and they'll be handmade from scratch, and then they'll be shipped to me.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Now, the plushie that you're getting is Sunny in her shifted form, should I say?
Her strings form.
Okay, gotcha. And I like the, what is it, Shiobia?
Yes, it is Shiobia.
Shiobia. So where do the names, like that name, come from? Like the concepts for some of these characters, even making them aliens to shift into, where did that all come from? What inspired that?
It came up when I was writing the outline, because I wanted to give the character's a little bit of a better origin than what happened with the first outline, and that's when Shiobia came up. It's when a lot of the fantasy elements came up, and yeah, it really is a bit of a mix of multiple things popping up and coming up when I was writing the outline. Like the name Shiobia came up because not only was it cool sounding, but it was also very different. Like I wanted to make the town names different from one another. So like you see Shiobia, you see a bunch of towns in later issues, and they're all very sometime out there, but also very weird and unique, which is what I wanted it to be, because where Sunny lives is a town called Cherrytown, for example. Obviously, it might not be as unique, but it is interesting and very sci-fi-esque, because again, it is a bit, obviously, a little bit of a, let's just say, how do I put this without sounding a bit weird? Let's just say there's Cherrytown, and there's also other towns as well with different names. And I bring up Cherrytown because obviously it's the one that comes to mind, but also it shows the idea or the diversity of the names because they're all very different.
Right. Yeah, so you've created these worlds, and they all have names that they're obviously made up cities, made up worlds and stuff like that, where, and like even I'm assuming the place of like where she works, where the incident happens, there's a name for that, and all that
yes.
in your story. Okay, yeah. No, that sounds cool, man. I like that. I like when creators just really get creative, even with the worlds, the names, you know, and you really put thought behind that. So that sounds like it's a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun. A lot of these pages, man, like they look really. I wish I could see more of some of these. You know, like the way they're designed. And Rigo's your artist.
Yes, he did the lines and the layouts while Laura did the coloring, and Rigo basically brought Laura in when I basically hired him. And yeah, the two are excellent because they previously did fan comics and obviously were featured, well, quote unquote, in IDW Sonic, but it was just a little fan art thing. So he's wicked talented. Yeah. And again, having both on the project have been outstanding. Like, I'm shocked how good he was but I didn't expect him to be as good when I first got him, but damn, he basically proved himself.
They look great. It looks like a fun book just to flip through and just to read. I think, to be honest with you, this, as much as, you know, digital comics are great, I feel like this is one of those books you want to hold in your hand and kind of flip through the pages. It just looks like a really fun read.
Yeah. So, Mr. Connery, this is your elevator pitch. You have a captivated audience. Tell them why. Shyft.
As mentioned before, adventure always comes crashing, and Sunny learns this the hard way. Unexpectedly attacked out of work, Sunny must quickly shift into the hero she always wants to be. But is she fully prepared for what's to come?
You were ready. He's like, yo, don't try to put me on the spot. I got this. Look at you. Killing it. Killing it.
Good
so
stuff,
where
man.
can people
Good
find
stuff.
you? Go ahead.
I also have another pitch as well, because again, we had two.
Yeah.
So the other one is Sunny has a secret, one that she was planning on using to change the world to being a hero. Now the moment is here, and she's unsure if she can rise to the occasion and to the world of Shiobia and discover the secrets of shifters and the role they play in a changing world.
Look at you.
Awesome.
Look at you. He ends it with a smirk. He's like, look at it, I got two for you. What? He goes, I'm walking with a
revolver and every chamber is loaded.
That's awesome, man.
Killing it.
All right, listen, this looks great, brother. Dragon Multimedia LLC. You do have a website, right? Where can they find your stuff, or if they have any further questions about the book?
Apologies. So you can find me at dragonmultimediallc.com. It's where you can find all of our other projects, including past work that I have written or helped out on. You'll see Shyft as well, but you can also see projects like Oscar Not to Be Born and Sarah Donston, which are two projects I'm involved with, at least on the writing end, and obviously a little bit of promotion. But Shyft is my big creator debut, as the one who's mainly working on a project for Dragon. And you can also find me at Dragon Multi LLC on Twitter, Twitch, Picardo, Facebook.com/Dragon Multi LLC. You can also find us on YouTube, Dragon Multimedia LLC. We're doing let me check. The 18th, we are starting our new podcast, quote unquote, where we talk with creators and they help promote their books, called Saturday Shifters. If you want to see other creators' work, we go live 8 p.m. on the 18th and the 25th, and we'll see how things go after those two, and then we'll start. We take a break on October 2nd for a reason I'm not going to disclose as of right now, but we are planning some things. And again, we want to give the spotlight to other indie creators. So again, if you want to see other people's work, you can also go to, obviously, our YouTube channel. We've done live streams with JD Cauldron, and we also have done other live streams as well. And you can also find us on Twitter and Facebook at the aforementioned links and username, because we are also promoting indie books on our Twitter and on our Facebook. And we also share out a lot. And if anyone also wants to come on, that's always an option as well.
Perfect. Yeah, no, definitely. And we're going to have you come back and just talk about more of the other projects that you're working on. This was focused more for Shyft because you have the Indiegogo that's happening right now. But definitely come back and talk to us a lot more about your branding ideas and all that other stuff. I find that very interesting. Thank you so much for coming on. Kind of appreciate you.
It's no problem.
All right, buddy. Thanks again for being on Cast the Craze, and I'll send you the link. This goes live on the 12th. Peace.
Thank you so much again. Have a great day.
You too,
Take
buddy.
care, bud.
Peace.
Bye now.
So that was
awesome, man.
Yes.
Connery's got a lot of ideas. I like his branding.
Yes.
Everything is separated. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm working on this. I want that. I'm working on this. I want to use this.
Did it again.
What do you do?
I always leave the image on my face when I switch over. I gotta Herb. Come on, Herb.
Herb, man. Herb is just slacking.
Every time he's eating something. Anyway, so yeah. So Connery came over to my table in Artist Alley at EternalCon, and he picked up Forbidden. And I like the art style of this book. I want to read the book. So when I get it, I'll feature it on What's in the Box. So, we're not just indie creators. We also support other indies as well. So thank you, Connery, for being on Cast the Craze. And if you're watching this, please pledge and help this brother make his goal. He can do it with your help. And the link is below in the profile as well. And if you have any questions about this episode, write it in the comments. If you like this episode, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Help us to monetize our channel. We're hoping to be monetized by 2022. And we can only do it with you. And so we do appreciate you. And if there's a specific guest you'd like to see on our show, just hit us up. And if you want to be featured on our show or come on the show, all you have to do is just contact us. And remember, if you have a gig you're going to do, you're going to do an appearance at a school, a speaking engagement, a panel at a convention, a book signing at a comic shop, you have a crowdfunding, why don't you sponsor an episode of Cast the Craze that lives on the World Wide Web forever. And, you're targeting the audience that you're trying to get. And you might get a few new fans. And it's inexpensive and it's easy to get out there because we stream on all streaming channels. And what better way to promote your stuff than to Catch the Craze?
That is correct, sir. Don't forget that this week we have coming up on the show. It's going to be, who do we have on the show this week? Oh man, we have so many people coming on the show.
We got a whole lot of stuff.
We're gonna have John Hervey from Beyond Time Comics. So check that out on Friday.
Yep.
Sam's gonna be all over the place on the channel this week.
I'm trying to make some dough.
Make sure when you subscribe, you hit the little bell Because it'll give you a reminder whenever a new episode comes out.
I got gremlins. I got stuff. Oh, look at that.
Oh no, you've been attacked.
And bottled water. Thank you so much. Yes.
Oh,
look at this.
Man.
Look
Nice.
at this. Look at that. That's a tacos, bro. Taquitos, bro. Look at that.
No,
Yeah.
we still got one more.
I know, we got one more show to do. Yeah.
She always forgets that I love hot sauce. But that was awesome. Snuck it on the floor, got a gremlin.
I got my dog.
Nice.
What's up, Bentley? Go
Nice.
sit down. So, with
Anyway,
that said,
so say it.
yes, with that said, I'm Sam, the crazy man, Vera.
George, the Dreamer Medina. We'll see you soon.
Yes, and we are.
It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy.
Acquiesce. No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him. Say my name, right? This is what you were thinking? Oh my God. He described me. He said, I'm the
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze. This is Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.